It is my pleasure to welcome over 700 registered participants from around the globe to the last BIPM event of the year. I'm Anna Zipionka, the Director of the International Liaison and Communication Department of the BIPM. It has been a very important year for the BIPM, celebrating our 150th anniversary. To close this year, we would like to take just 13 minutes and look back on some of the highlights from the events at the BIPM and in Paris, and also share some impressions from the initiatives all around the world that joined us in celebrating our anniversary. We will start this short session with the video that was prepared on the occasion of this year's World Metrology Day under the theme of Measurements for All Times, for All People. I will then hand over to the BIPM Director, Dr. Martin Milton. As most of you will know, Martin will retire in the end of this year after 13 years in the role of the BIPM Director. Today will not only be the last official event of the year 2025 for the BIPM, it is also Martin's last official event of his career. On behalf of the staff of the BIPM, I would like to thank Martin for his leadership and wish him all the best for his retirement.
In a constantly evolving world where technology advances at an incredible speed and global challenges demand urgent solutions, one thing remains fundamental: measurement. From protecting public health to ensuring fair trade and promoting scientific discoveries, precise and reliable measurements shape our world. But this would not be possible without a bold action taken 150 years ago. Faced with a multitude of different measurement systems that hindered trade, scientific progress, and industrial development, the world recognized the need for a unified approach. So, in 1875, 17 states came together to establish a common solution: the Metre Convention. Laying the foundations for international collaboration in metrology and ensuring the accuracy, comparability, and uniformity of measurements world over. Since then, our shared journey has been marked by several key milestones. We sanctioned the international prototypes of the meter and the kilogram. We adopted the international system of units. We officially approved the use of coordinated universal time, defined the meter based on the speed of light, and in 2019, we redefined SI units based on constants describing the natural world. At every step, our community's driven progress that impacts all aspects of modern life. Today, as we enter a new era, advances in digital transformation and quantum technology in metrology will enable greater precision, enhanced automation, and better data integration across scientific disciplines. It will empower industries to innovate and tackle emerging global challenges with greater confidence. Together, we have built a legacy, and together, we will continue to shape the future of measurement.
Thank you for joining us for this event where we celebrate all that we've done. And I know there have been events all around the world to celebrate 150 years since the signing of the Metre Convention. I know there have been many talks this year about history. I've given many talks about history myself, and it's been very interesting to see some of the materials that have been uncovered from the BIPM archives. But history itself is interesting, but it has a deeper purpose than that, which is that it can inspire us when we get a little bit of a vision of the pioneering spirit and the passion and commitment of the early staff, the early scientists, the early BIPM directors who were involved in the first work of the BIPM. The first 14 years of work to produce the prototypes of the meter and the kilogram were work that was at the cutting edge of technology at the time. And it's that combination of passion for the work and the use of cutting edge technology that I believe we should hold on to as we all work in metrology today. Of course, a passion for the work and cutting-edge technology were absolutely to the fore in 2018, when we achieved unanimous support of all member states for the new definitions of the SI, the basis for the way to take forward the SI using new technology and taking advantage of that technology to promote metrology in a new way. Well, the cycle of general conferences repeats again, and next year there'll be another general conference at which one of the topics will be a fulfillment of the ambition of the Metre Convention for our work to be truly universal, by opening a new way for states to adhere to the Metre Convention and reflect the fact that I know we all believe that the SI and the UTC are used truly globally as the basis for measurements and for timing. One of my privileges as the director of the BIPM is to attend the consultative committees of the CIPM. These are the places where the real work of metrology goes on, where experts from all of the labs around the world come to discuss the technical details. I mention that today because I've been to nearly 100 meetings in my career, but I want to highlight a new trend, which is the contribution to those meetings of a new generation of younger scientists who I believe bring a new passion for metrology and a new excitement about the use of cutting-edge science to take forward our work. There's a great deal that one can be inspired by when one looks at their strategies, when one thinks about the opportunities and the needs to put forward new standards for micro and nanoplastics, for virus-like materials, to put in place metrology for new cancer treatment methodologies, to work towards a new definition of the second based on optical clocks and even nuclear clocks beyond that, and to really implement the opportunity opened by the implementation of the new SI definitions, by providing traceability to the Planck constant for new mechanical and electrical measurements. I see great inspiration, and I receive great inspiration in hearing scientists from all over the world, particularly young scientists, talk about these new opportunities and new challenges. At the end of this year, I will hand over the role of director of the BIPM to Dr. Annette Koo. She will be the youngest ever director of the BIPM, and I use that as a point to hand over to her that metrology moves to a younger generation, and I believe we can all be inspired that new ideas and new enthusiasm comes to take forward our field. 150 years is not the end. There are many more years for providing measurements for all times, for all people. I'd like to hand over now to Professor Pietro Asinari, who's president of INRIM in Italy, and he's going to talk to us about some of the work that INRIM have done promoting 150 years of the Metre Convention.
So greetings from Italy. Today I'm very proud to show you 3 examples of how we try to promote the BIPM 150 years anniversary. We think that the best way to promote metrology, and this anniversary in particular, is to show the places where actually metrology is done. The first example is an illumination that we did of an historical building in Torino, where our main campus is located. In this case, this huge logo of the BIPM 150 years anniversary attracted a lot of attention by general audience, much beyond the scientific community. And the images of this illumination were actually shared on social media, and this revealed the wide attention by new and engaging ways to communicate. The second example is given by the Open Day we organized in the main campus, again in Torino. And this was a nice opportunity for organizing 23 hands-on experiences that were able to attract more than 800 participants that were able to see how metrology is actually done, which is the best way to celebrate this kind of anniversary. And finally, the last example is given by the beautiful landscape of the city of Matera that you can see at my background. That's where one of the operational sites of the Italian National Metrology Institute is located. And this is also a place where ancient history is actually the foundation of the development of new technologies. And so I hope that with these three examples, we can show the contribution of Italy to the promotion of this celebration. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Professor Asinari, for these beautiful pictures from Italy. We are now moving from Europe to Africa, and I have the pleasure to introduce Dr. Henry Rotich, Director of Metrology and Testing at the Kenya Bureau of Standard. He is also the chair of the regional metrology organization, AfriMets. Welcome, Henry.
A warm greetings from Kenya. It's a profound honor to represent Kenya Bureau of Standards and share a moment from our World Metrology Day 2025 and the BIPM 150 celebrations. This year's celebration under the theme Measurements for All Times, for All People was special for us. We face a challenge. How do we ensure the importance of metrology, which underpins everything from trade to public health, resonates beyond laboratory and across the diverse nation? Our most memorable highlight was a vibrant discussion panel featuring metrology experts drawn from CAPS as well as industry, including the medical, energy, manufacturing, and food sectors on what metrology means to them. This successful event is a testament of the principle of the Metre Convention, that a global unified system benefits all people. We are proud to be part of this anniversary and share Kenya's celebrations with colleagues around the world. We look forward to another 150 years of collaboration. I wish to thank Dr. Milton for his leadership at the BIPM and also wish him a happy retirement and more travel to Africa. I also want to wish Dr. Annette to welcome her, and I wish her a happy work at the BIPM. Asanteni, thank you.
Thank you very much, Henry, for sharing your experience. We travel on to Asia now to meet Dr. Sivini Savadiare, the head of the Electrical Metrology and Research and Development and Innovation at the National Metrology Institute of Thailand, NMT. She was also the coordinator of the 2025 World Metrology Day at NMT. The floor is yours, Sivini.
Thank you very much. And first of all, greeting from Thailand. And I believe that this is a very warm greeting. And first of all, I also would like to congratulate the BIPM for a successful and wonderful years of celebration. It was so touching to be reminded through the celebration that we have been working together on something that we agreed upon for 150 years. The period of 150 years itself is already remarkable. However, what we could deliver to the people through this period of 150 years are absolutely incredible. From my side, Thailand is truly excited to join the global community to celebrate the achievement. At NMT, we saw this milestone as a powerful opportunity to bring metrology closer to people and show how measurement science could drive our daily life, industry, and national progresses. One of our standout achievements was a dynamic national exhibition in Bangkok, filled with hand-on demonstrations, interactive SI experience that welcome family, students, and the public to explore metrology in a fun and meaningful way. To ignite inspiration among young people nationwide, we also launched a year-long awareness program with university, vocational colleges, science center, and industrial partner. At the same time, we also co-organize academic seminar with university, creating exciting opportunity for research and educator to connect, to exchange ideas, and to form new partnership. We also strengthen our engagement with government agency and the diplomatic community in Thailand through a high energy policy forum that brought together ministry, regulators, and standard bodies. Embassy and Sci Attaché also join our activity very actively and reinforcing the international cooperation and scientific diplomacy. To complement all of these on-site activity, NIMT also launched a nationwide digital outreach campaign through our podcast series that is quite very well received by the public. And throughout this energetic and collaborative effort, Thailand celebrates this historic anniversary, apply inclusiveness and confidence, while reaffirming our strong commitment to global collaboration and a bright future of metrology. Thank you very much from Thailand.
Thank you, Sivini, for sharing these thoughts and impressions. So our last speaker will come from Latin America. Please welcome Dr. Wilson Naula, Technical Director of Metrology at the Servicio Ecuatoriano de Normalización, who will speak about an international event held in Ecuador on the 20th of May 2025. Welcome, Wilson.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to BIPM. On behalf of the Ecuadorian Standardization Service, I want to thank for the invitation. It's a great pleasure to share a very short summary of Ecuador's event organized with support of the National Polytechnic School, the French Embassy in Ecuador, and also PTV of Germany. We spent 2 days with over 300 people and 10 talks, Ecuador's deep historic global metrology. Among the most important aspects we saw in our event is our history related to French geodesic missions, which measured the arc of the terrestrial meridian. This scientific odyssey carried out in the Ecuadorian Andes not only confirmed the oblate shape of the Earth, but also laid the foundation of the system of units we use today. This history teaches us that the collaboration between nations for measuring science is the universal vehicle that develops societies. And I think not only that, it's also an act of pacification. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Annette Koo, and I'm the Director Designate of the BIPM. It's my real pleasure to wrap up this short time that was spent together today. How fantastic was it to hear about all of the events that took place around the world? I also had a wonderful time in New Zealand on the 20th of May, celebrating together with our colleagues across the equality infrastructure. Another of the treats this year has been this beautiful book, which is filled with pictures and stories of our organizations through the years. One of the classic photo formats that you'll find in the book is the formal portraits of groups of people outside the BIPM meetings. And many of us have been in such a photo over the years. The earliest one in the book is of the second meeting of the General Conference. In fact, the book has 5 such photographs. And would you believe it? I've only been on site for 10 weeks, but I've already been in 6, with 6 different groups of people who have been meeting here, including CIPM members, NMI directors, metrologists from all around the world, BIPM staff, industry representatives, those from other international organizations, and more. All of them were meeting here with one thing in mind: the ongoing perfecting of the metric system for today's and tomorrow's world. I've listened to so many conversations about so many different things: sensor networks intended to measure the integrity of building structures, cell-based meat, the exchange of data between hospital laboratories, and the preparation towards phase 3 of the kilogram redefinition, to name a few. The breadth of expertise that passes through our meeting rooms and the challenges that they are willing to sink their teeth into is really inspiring. The other thing that's inspiring about the meeting is the diversity of voices that I can see participating in those rooms. There's no longer a prerequisite, as it seemed there was at the first general conference, for an exquisite moustache to participate. Mind you, the moustaches in this book are worth admiring. If you have access, check them out on page 97. But of course, much more admirable about these pioneering people is the hard work and the vision that they put into building foundations for what has turned out to be an enduring mission for all of us. I think what we saw in the celebrations in May and what I've seen in just 10 weeks here on campus is an organization that's in very good heart. It's an organization that knows who it is and where it comes from. It's one that brings scientific metrology to bear on very real problems in our world. And it's one that works together to do that. So let me also take this opportunity to thank Martin again for his dedicated service to the organization and the part that he's played in what it is today. I'm very encouraged, and I hope you are too, about the direction that we're going, and equally importantly, the way that we're going about it. I have every confidence that as we navigate a future that only guarantees change, that we're going to continue to meet this change together. So thank you for joining us today. Let's sign off 2025 by hearing again the voices of many of our friends from around the world.
This is one of the longest scientific collaboration that we have ever seen with mankind. So we are very excited.
It is incredible to be part of this celebration. So many metrologists bringing standards, methodologies, comparisons, and how this is so important for the industry.
It's a good way to meet people and get different perspectives on metrology as a whole.
We can see the future of metrology to be better.
So, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling optimistic,
excited,
hopeful,
honored,
incredible,
emotional,
privileged,
amazing.
I'm feeling metrology
At home.
happy, inspireful,
To be part of this
global metrology community.
My hope this celebration is to build on what we've achieved over this first 150 years, and the sky's the limit really on the next 50.
Thank you for celebrating with us.